This rock is Jesus. Yes, he's the one. This rock is Jesus. Yes, he's the one. This rock is Jesus, the only one. Be very, very sure. Be very sure. Your anchor holds. Your anchor holds. Your anchor holds. It's my silence. Yeah, rock of ages. Fight for me. Fight for me. Let me hide. Myself in thee. Yeah. Let the water and the blood from thy womb, and for the child which of sin, the double cure. Save me from it's still at heart. Yeah, we are the church of the living God. Say and yes, yes. Say we are built on the solid. Say we are the church of the living God. Say and the gates of heaven shall never prevail. We are built on the solid. Yes, built on the rock, built on the rock, built on the rock, built on the rock, built on the solid. That we are the church of the living God, and the gates of hell never prevail. Solid rock, we are built on you, solid rock. Solid rock of faith, built on you, built on you, built on you. Oh, Jesus, yeah.
As you join, please share the link. We'll be doing the honors very soon.
Jesus is the rock, I shelter in the time. Come on, Patrick, here, tell them. Our Lord, your rock, in him we hide, shelter in the time of storm. Seek your whatever, he'll be kind, shelter in the time of storm. Say Jesus is the rock in a weary land, a weary land, a weary land. Jesus is the rock in a weary land, a shelter in the time of storm. Oh, Jesus is the rock, we never rock. Oh, a weary land, a weary land. Jesus is the rock in a weary land. A shelter in the time, a shelter in the time, shelter in the time, shelter in the time of storm. Oh, my Father, who art in Zion, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come on earth, thy will be done on earth. Hallowed be thy name. Say, oh, my Father, who art in Zion, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come on earth, thy will be done on earth. Say, hallowed be dying. Unless the Lord build a house, those who lay.
Those of you who grew up on these songs will understand the power of these songs.
Unless the Lord watches the city, the watchman watches but in vain. Unless the Lord builds a house, those who labor in vain. Unless the Lord watches the city, the watchman watches for in vain. He's building you, and building me. Hallelujah to the King.
This is another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things. My name is Dale T, and this is another episode in the Awesome Music Show.
He's building you.
Usually on a Wednesday, we do the business spotlight.
Hallelujah.
But tonight, we're going to be doing a ministry spotlight. And I'm excited about this interview. So wherever you are joining, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm seeing Annette Thompson, Dr. D.R. Bramwell, GL365, Locked in the House, PCJ Travel, Nicola _ Christina, Mommy is on, Zero on, great, Hard Georgia. Thank you so much for joining. All those who are on tonight, thank you so much for joining. I'm grateful that you could join and share in this broadcast with us. We give God thanks for you. And if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, any of the platform, thank you so much for joining.
Shelter in the time, shelter in the time, shelter in the time of storm. Shelter in the time, shelter in the time.
Trinidad in the house, Mr. Marlon Samuel.
Shelter in the time, shelter in the time, shelter in the time of storm. Shelter in the time, shelter in the time of the Lord.
All right, so powerful. This is how we start the show on a Wednesday, and it's a very exciting time for us. And I mean, how many of you realize it's the 1st of November, November 1, 2023? It's like literally, I remember January 1, and it's like the rest of months just pass by, like they would flower in the wind. But we're giving God thanks for November. A lot of people are looking forward already to Christmas, but we are doing the work of God just the same on the show. And we're grateful tonight to be on the show. Definitely, this is a fitting song, a shelter in the time of storm. So many things are happening around the world, wars. And the Bible tells us in the last days, we're going to see wars and rumors of wars, men fighting against each other, men becoming lovers of themselves, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. So many things, so many things. But as children of God, we are reminded that when we see these things, we should look up because of redemption right now. The coming of God is very, very soon. I've been hearing that for 40 odd years. And sometimes it's as if you're wondering, what do they mean by soon? But it's really incumbent on all of us just to be ready, just to be ready, just to be ready. So powerful. These songs take us way back in time. Those young people would know these songs, Sister Colette, because we are a little bit older, so we would grow up with these songs and everything. But it's
Yes.
great. It's great. I want to thank every single person for joining. One of the first person I saw on the live was your daughter, and that was so special. Always supporting mommy in all that you do, and that's really, really great. So, Paula, welcome, and all those who are on PCJ Travel, for all your travel needs, reach out to my good friend, Minister Patricia Cooper Jones, PCJ Travel, and all the other travel agents on tonight. Thank you so much for joining and for supporting Dr. Roy Bramwell from GL365 Radio. Thank you so much for joining as well and for being on the show. We could be playing so much music, but I'm so excited to talk to my friend and partner in ministry in so many ways. She has become a tower of strength even to my family in so many ways. I speak of no other person than a coach, a life coach, mentor, conference speaker, prayer warrior, and CEO and founder of the Me Movement LLC, and also the host of the annual Positioned for Purpose Women's Conference. My good friend and sister Colette Lawrence. Welcome to the Awesome Music Show. How are you doing, sis?
Thank you, Minister Dale, for this privilege. I'm awesome.
Yeah.
I'm doing awesome on this awesome music show tonight. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Yes, 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 yes. And
Mhm.
while we were talking offline, I told her that maybe she didn't even realize that we have something in common because I'm celebrating 3 years doing the Awesome Music Show. She's also celebrating 3 years doing the Position for Purpose conference, which means both ministries were birthed the same year,
Yeah.
2020, and that was a really great year. It's a year I will always remember because I believe it's one
Mhm.
of the toughest transitions I've ever had because
Yeah.
we were plunged into the pandemic, and a lot of us, God used us during that pandemic to bring out some really beautiful things out of us. Sorry
Yes.
for those who spent the 3 years waiting for the pandemic to be over to do something.
Hmm.
We were doing
Yeah.
something during the pandemic, and I'm really grateful that the Awesome Music Show has become one of those shows that I'm proud, not of myself, but I'm just happy that I was obedient to God. I could sit down, not do anything. And it's the same
Yes.
thing for you. You could have listened to the voice of God and do nothing. Because a lot of people,
Yes.
even some maybe watching now, you are hearing the voice of God, but you are ignoring it. Not like you don't know. A lot of us, we know when God is talking to us, but we ignore it. So, sis, tell us a little bit about how the Me Movement LLC started. Actually, explain to us what the Me Movement is and how it all started. I know the journey has been a very rewarding one, and you will tell us some more about that as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, Dale, congrats on celebrating 3 years coming up in December, right? And it's until you said that to me, it did not even dawn on me that it actually is 3 years. So
Yeah,
that's something that's special and awesome about what God has been doing. And just before I talk about the Me movement, I had to say something about moving, sitting and waiting for a time to be perfect, right? And
yes, yes,
sometimes that will not happen. There will not be any perfect time for us to move and to do what God has called us to do. We just have to move, because had you stayed where you are 3 years later, what would have changed? You'd have missed out on an opportunity, to
yeah.
be a blessing, and God has just so moved your ministry. Well, the Me Movement LLC was born um, out of a desire to walk in purpose. I didn't know that it was purpose at the time. I remember just hearing, this is the ministry, and it's a ministry business. I want to put that part of it. I want to earn an income from it as well, right?
Definitely, definitely.
I today there was an article that I wrote for Brave Women series. I remember when I was asked to do that article, and I was asking the Lord, what do you want me to say to the people? And He said, tell them about coming out of the boat into the water.
Wow.
And that meant me leaving my job after wanting something more, right? I didn't know what the more was. I started feeling that there was something else that was there. I just didn't know what it was. And the prompting came, and I thought it meant that moving, getting another job, all of that. But that wasn't it. The uncomfortable feeling was telling me that it was time to go do that something else. So that is where, when we look, we're not seeing the end of the road. We're not seeing the light or the path just ahead of us. And so, in not seeing it, we decided that we're not going to take a step. I knew I had to take a step because I think in approaching 50, aging myself, there was this desire that I had to do. It almost felt, Dale, as if time was coming to an end for me and I had to get this thing done. And I realized that's what purpose is. There is something that is deep down on the inside of us, just as how it was for you. It's just that it happened during the pandemic, but it called for a level of obedience. So if you weren't obedient to move and I wasn't obedient to move, we would not have been sitting here talking about the me movement. And so that's how it formed. So in July of 2021 was when this movement came about. And I will tell you, and the name of it, and I always will have to give credit to her, was when I met with a life coach. And she went after our conversation, and I was telling her, I don't know what to do. The Lord is calling me to do this, but I don't know. She was asking me, what do you like to do? When she finished, she said, you motivate and you empower and you encourage women. It almost should, it felt like it was an aha moment for me, but I knew that to be true. And then she sent me a message and said, the name of your ministry is the me is me. And when I was kept praying about it, then I said, Lord, me, and then I heard the me movement. So it wasn't just me, the me movement. And Dale, as you mentioned my daughter on the line, it's something that I've not said publicly, but my daughters, Nicola and Daniel, when
Yes.
they heard about the vision, these two young ladies, Dale, they went ahead, they purchased the domain name,
Mm-hmm.
created the website, and that was my birthday gift for my 50th birthday.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Congratulations. Well
Yes, I have to give
done,
credit to
lady.
them because I realize I've not said it. So people know, but I wanted to be able to say that. That's the kind of support that I had. Because
Yes.
imagine hearing your mom starting something new, you're wondering how she's going to manage. But they decided that I believe her when she says this, and this is what we're going to do. So,
Yes.
me movement, motivation, empowerment, encouragement, helping women of faith rebuild their confidence, use their voice to walk their lives out in purpose.
Wow, so awesome, sis. So awesome. Many times when these things are started, and I mentioned it, I keep mentioning this statement. It's not my statement. I was on Instagram recently and I saw a quote from Steve Harvey, a
Mhm.
motivational video. And he was saying that many times when God speaks to us, most of us spend our lives wondering how we're going to do what he said. And he said that's really none of your business. If God
Mhm.
tells you to do something, just do it. And it
Mhm.
has really helped me to put some things into perspective, because a lot of times I,
Yes.
I sit on ideas that can be very, very powerful, because I'm
Yes.
wondering how will this look, how
Yes.
will this sound, how will this come across. There you have it. Your daughters were the first to sow in that ministry, going ahead and doing the
Mhm.
domain and stuff like that, the website. Really, really awesome. So thank you so much, ladies, for always supporting. And it's evident that they
Yeah.
are really pushing what you're doing. So I'm happy that you could have that kind of support, motivating, empowering, and encouraging women, helping them through their transitions and all of that. I'm really touched by that. And there is always an organization out there that's really looking out for women. And I'm happy that God has used you. And you mentioned
Yes.
earlier, because a lot of times people see you do these things and they think it's all for free and it's all, service that is at your fingertips, and what it costs to do these things. And I'm happy that you mentioned, yes, it's a ministry, but it's also a business, because this you had to invest in it to get it to where
Yes.
it's at. And that's one of the important factors of it. Want to use this time out to mention Sister Michelle C. and Augustine, all the way from Trinidad, Sister Latisha, all of those who are on the show tonight, Sister Lillian, and all the members of the True United Church. Welcome, welcome. And all those who are on the Instagram platform, thank you so much for joining as well and for supporting. If you're on and I'm not seeing your name, welcome, welcome to the Awesome Music Show. Tonight is a ministry spotlight with our good friend Colette Lawrence, founder and CEO of the Me Movement LLC. So, sis, tell us a little bit about some of your success stories, though, because I know I've been seeing you all over social media and God has been using you. I must confess, sometimes your posts that you make on social media have always been timely for me. I mean,
Mhm.
whether you do them spontaneous or you sat down and thought about them, then you write them. But they have always been a blessing to me. Once I come across your post, it's always something to meditate on. Tell us of some of the success stories that you've had since the starting of this ministry, and even some of the down times too, because a lot of times we talk about the bright stuff
Mhm.
and we fail to tell people the days when you feel like, hey, no more Me Movement LLC, no more women's conference, because this is just too difficult. Tell us a little bit about the journey that you have been having so far.
Dale, listen, I've been having some mountaintops
Mm-hmm.
and some valley experiences. I can tell you that. What I have, what I've been trying to do, right, is not to dwell too much in the valley experience. Because what I've found is that when I stay there, when things aren't going right, when the finances aren't coming in, when I'm doing so much complementary and the finances not coming, and I start wondering, God, what are you doing? What's happening? Why this and why that? I've changed my attitude because if I believe he who has called is faithful, I have experienced his faithfulness. Every opportunity to be a blessing, every opportunity to share has reaped some reward. It has opened some doors for me. So what I've seen is in terms of just the training part of also what I do is when I go and do these trainings, Dale,
Mm-hmm.
to hear someone say, listen, what you spoke about, and in particular leadership and personal growth and development training, is that people say, because I try to use not just, I use my story to share a point when I'm talking about how you grow yourself as a leader and as a person. It's just getting that feedback to say, you've helped me. You've helped me grow in this area. You've helped me to understand that. That something is that it means a whole lot to me. Yesterday, someone and I was talking, and I was saying, I did a leadership training, and I said to her, how many times I wanted to back out of it because I started feeling inadequate. This was me um, among the group of persons who I was training was an executive vice president, and I could feel I'm inadequate to do it. And she said, I heard that the feedback was great. The fact is that I heard it myself, right? Because the lady did say it to me, and some of the one of the persons who was in the training told me that. But just that she went a step further and told someone else, that makes me feel good. So that's a success. So in
Mm-hmm.
that, remember, I felt like this is the EVP. How am I in a training with her? How am I training her and her team?
Yeah.
Right? So the still feeling like you're inadequate, but on the other hand, you're making an impact. And as I say that, there's something that I want to say to persons who are listening. You need to acknowledge when you do something good.
Wow.
So you're doing daily, you're doing the awesome music show. And when you're off of it, you feel good. Acknowledge that. I did
Mm-hmm.
the show and I felt proud about it. And there are times when I'm in there, when I'm finished, I said, God, I did well. So sometimes we're waiting on someone to give us that accolade, and sometimes it's not going to come. Be your biggest cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the moments. I mentor persons as well. So right now I'm mentoring three persons. One is on two different parts of the world. time zones are different. And I was saying, Lord, am I making a difference? One is in Nigeria and one is in the Netherlands. Am I making a difference in the lives of these women? And I'm telling you, Dale, on the times when I question God about that, I get a message from one of these ladies to say how much they appreciate my coaching and my mentoring of them. So I had to share. I'm focusing more honestly tonight on the highs and not focusing on the lows, because most times we spend a lot of time debate talking about so much of the lows, and we know that the lows are going to be there. I tell you what the lows most times for me is doubting, even though 3 years is past, is doubting if this is what God has called me to. And so I'm not going to give that any place. I'm talking about making a difference in the lives of women. And sometimes we don't want to acknowledge that because we think we're concerned about what people are going to think. Oh, she's bigging up herself. Oh, she that. Oh, she whatever. Honestly, if anybody wants to think that, it's going to be on you to think that. I don't worry about that. But I want to be able to affirm myself. Just as how Dale, I would be able to say to you, Dale, you're doing a good job. Kudos to you, you're touching the lives of women. But if I don't tell you, you must believe that for your own self.
Oh, oh,
You must
thanks.
be able to believe that for your own self.
No, thank you so much. Because while I'm listening to you, I believe a lot of people shy away from uh, praising themselves or validating themselves because they feel it's pride, they feel
Yes.
lack of humility. And I'm happy that you pointed that out because I think a lot of people struggle with that, including myself. I don't want to say, hey, the show is doing good or this was a good interview, or yeah, you feel it, but you just don't want to say
Mm-hmm.
it or try to repeat it or anything. So thanks for that, sis. I believe that that would be an important thing for someone on the show to hear tonight. And before I forget, we're gonna be having a giveaway by the end of the
Mm-hmm.
show. I spoke to Sister Colette, and from the Awesome Music Show, we want to sponsor one person to be at the event this Friday. And I'm saying it publicly. We're going to be asking a question. Sis, I don't know if you want to put a question together before we end the show. And the first person to answer will be given a ticket courtesy of the Awesome Music Show to either visit personally or online. And we're going to be talking more about that. But I want to share a song from Minister O'Shane Mays before we go further in this discussion. So powerful, sis, and I'm really happy that you could share from that place. And for those who are on and you're doing something for God, it's always gonna be this kind of struggle, this push and pull kind of thing. But once you know that this is what God has called you to
God.
do, just keep doing. Just keep
Yes.
doing. I mean, I was too busy for God to show me certain things and allow me to start certain things. Because when I was in Jamaica, I was like super, super busy. So he would talk to me, but I'm just not hearing. I have no time to
Mm-hmm.
hear it because I'm busy doing my thing. And I
Yeah.
realized it took me away to a secluded place
Yes. To be able
and
to hear.
to be able to hear him. And I've been
Yes.
hearing, I've been writing so much things are coming out. This show is not for me, it's for you, sis, but I just have to share, because
Yes.
it's so powerful. Greetings to Minister O'Shea Chin. She was my guest on the show on Monday, and
Excellent.
she was just used by God. Thank you so much for joining us
Yes.
tonight, sis,
Yeah.
and for being on the show. So this is how we do it. One more time for Minister O'Shea Mays. We're gonna just be sharing one more song from him as we go in the awesome music show tonight. November 1, just 2 months to go before we end 2023.
You
20,
can imagine.
Come on, if you only lift your hands in the presence of the Lord.
and if you're on the live, just share the live with somebody. You just never know what you might do for that person. And pay attention to what we're saying so that you can be one of the first persons to win a ticket to the third annual Women Position for Purpose Women's Conference. Stand by.
You reign forever. You reign forever. Say your matchless name forever will reign. Your glorious face I'll behold of the day. Oh, Jesus. You reign forever. Oh yes, you reign in my life. Oh, your name is Jesus. Oh, 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 oh. Come on to the Lamb who was slain. To the Lamb who was slain for sins and man. He humbled himself. Meek and lowly to Jesus. You reign forever. Every day, you rose from the grave. Yes, Jesus. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Your name is Jesus. Your name is Jesus. And to him who is able to keep you from falling. Keep you from falling. Jesus. He reigns forever. To the only voice, to the only be the glory and majesty of being and God all this. You reign forever. You reign forever. Yes, Jesus, Lord. Your name is Jesus. You reign forever. You reign forever. You reign forever. You reign forever. Jesus, you reign forever. You reign forever. Oh, Jesus, you reign forever. You reign forever. You reign in my life, in my job, in my home. Yes, you reign. Oh, Jesus. You reign forever. Oh, Jesus. You are Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Open the wound
We declare that he reigns forever. Minister O'Shane Mays.
Come on, lift your voice in the room and say, oh, hail the King, oh, hail the Lord, oh, hail the one who sacrificed all of Jesus.
Such a powerful song. You reign forever, and we continue to declare that he reigns. And this weekend will be a powerful weekend, as I remember also the ABGMA Awards will be held this weekend. Ninth annual ABGMA Awards. I should have been at that award ceremony this year, but we are planning for the big 10th anniversary next year, 2024. So to Apostle Shaw, Cornelius, and the entire ABGM Awards team, blessings to you. This is going to be a powerful weekend. And also happening this weekend is the third annual Positioned for Purpose Women's Conference. Sis, tell us how this all started and what can people expect for this conference coming up on the weekend.
Okay, awesome. The Positioned for Purpose women's conference started in, I wrote a vision. I remember just sitting down and writing a vision of what I wanted, and that was one of the things that was there. A women's conference that allows women the opportunity to come, that included a panel discussion that you could also ask questions, a safe space, so to speak, and people, women could ask their questions. So when we started November, the first Friday in November, I think the first Friday was actually either the 2nd of November, and it really was an awesome time. That first year, just starting out, not sure what to expect, but just seeing God showed up in the room and the feedback from the women. So one of the things that they were saying, we want to come out, because it started the first day at my church. They said they wanted to be elsewhere, just for them to just be open because they liked it. Last year, they came out, we doubled the numbers that we had. We had a little over about 100 in person and online. And this year, my vision is to increase that as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so this weekend, Dale, all I can tell you is that God has been good. God is good, but He has been showing up Himself. So
Mhm.
unlike the other years when we had sponsors coming and stuff was working, this year only 2 persons we had that said yes. But
Mhm.
I'm thankful to God for them, because you know what it proved? That sometimes when we have the sponsors, we start relying on them and forget who actually is the source
Yes. Yeah.
behind them. And it is Almighty God. Dale, for the first 2 weeks of October, all I had sold was 2 tickets. And all I had was a vision of what I know that God had called me to do. Right
Mhm.
person saying, why not? I heard someone saying, why not put it off? I said, no, that was not what God told me. He said to have a conference.
Yes.
And He called me to a time of fasting and a day. All I can tell you is that He built my faith and He knew why I had to go on it. Because honestly, maybe if I didn't go through that period, I would definitely put it off. Because remember, this is now 1 month before, and all that I would have had was 2 tickets sold.
Mhm.
One person who purchased online and one person who purchased from me. I had all this, the panelists already said yes. I got favor with this space. I got so much favor, and I said, God, you're not gonna do all of this for me to put this off. So you
Mhm.
wanna see what I'm gonna do. And that's what He's done. So today we have 70 tickets sold, and I'm expecting God to meet the rest
Yes.
that needs to go, because today is Wednesday, Friday is coming, and I know who is in control of Friday. All the persons who need to be in the room will be in the room. So it's not about the numbers, not concerned about the numbers, but what I'm concerned about is who He has called to be there, that they will be there. And I've seen the favor of Almighty God. What does this say to me, and what can I say to our viewers out there? What has God called you to do? And when you're looking at it, it doesn't look, you're not getting the sponsors, you're not getting the support of persons who you want to come on. No one is spending with you. What do you do? The tendency is to want to go back to the safe and normal. I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to venture out and do it, because it's not going to work. And sometimes we listen to the tape in our own head, and we listen to the others who are watching on, and they say, don't worry. But who do you believe in? And so I'm thankful that God has blessed me with a team of women, including my daughters, who say, listen, we believe in the vision that God has given you, and we are with you going through this. And so the Lord gave me some strategies. He said, ask persons to pray for different portions of the conference and do it for 30 days. What that did is not only build my faith, it built theirs, because they
Yeah.
now became a part of the community who are now seeing God showing up. Right at this moment, we have 90 persons in the room, because what persons have already done is to decide, I would not be able to attend, but can you give the tickets to some persons? And that we did. It's about ministry. It's about the theme this year is empowered for such a time as this. So as I listened to you talk about earlier about us not moving, persons not moving, or 3 years later you're hoping that the pandemic would have been over for you to step into what you're doing. When the conference ended last year, Dale, I wasn't thinking about the third year yet. But immediately I heard empowered for such a time as this. That was for 2023. Unlike the other years, this time the Lord is saying, you are going to be the keynote speaker. Listen, I did not want to have that. Me, no, not me. He gave me the panelists. I reached out to them. They said yes. But I was struggling with me going to speak.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I know why he said this year you've had three speakers. This year you're going to be the main one, and I'll use the panelist, because empowered for such a time as this comes from Esther 4:14, with Esther being prepared for purpose, is positioned for where God has her, and the woman in the room. God is saying, and in the room it means whether you're online or in person.
Yes.
What have I given you for now?
Wow, wow. Sis, I'm looking at the flyer for the show, and it's so awesome for the event, and it's so
Mhm.
powerful. I want you to tell us a little bit about some of the speakers that are going to be on, because I know these are people that um, you would have had communication with over time, and this has been they have become like your partners in ministry. Tell us about some of the speakers that you'll be having on the event this Friday.
Okay, awesome. So we are going to have Shirley Tolliver. Shirley Tolliver was our first year speaker. We're still getting feedback from what she said 3 years later. And
Oh,
I will tell you that even though persons that she's coming back this year, I'm prayerful about who comes on. And the Lord, as He gives me the names, I reach out. It's up to them to respond. And she was available and she says yes. Now, Shirley is fulfillment coach, and she is the chief power officer of Life on Power, a woman of God who loves to serve Christ with the gifts that she's been given.
yeah.
Nina McDowell is a minister. I will tell you that we worked together at the same place, but we've built a relationship over the years. The Lord says her. So she is a marketing, as she calls herself. She's a senior director of communication at the Urban League, and she's coming to minister as well. We
Okay.
have Tsari Litherland. You would have had her on your program once. She's now a doctoral student. The Lord is calling her as well as a panelist to share on that theme, empowered for such a time as this. And we have Minister Darlene Ward. I'm actually one of her mentors. She has a ministry called Daughters of Zion, Women of Destiny, that prepares women by mentoring them in different aspects, in leadership, in personal growth, in their spiritual side, in their health. It's a holistic it is a whole that is a holistic ministry. These women said yes to the call, and these women will be coming to share as the Lord leads them. And so I'm excited to be partnering with them.
Wow, so awesome, so awesome. I hope the viewers are writing down these bits of information, because you just don't know where the question might come from at the end of the show, so that you can win at least a ticket courtesy of the Awesome Music Show to be at this event. But this is a powerful event, and these speakers are going to be, I mean, really fired up. I just can feel that this event will be a powerful one, and each year it keeps on getting bigger and better. And this just calls for you to be persistent. It doesn't matter
Mhm.
how it looks, you're still pushing forward.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this will be a powerful event. So for those who are watching, please share this information and tell us where the conference will be. I know it's going to be in Florida, but give us the exact location and the timing for the event as well.
So before I get to that, I forget that there's one other person who is also going to minister virtually as well, and that is Minister Dale Thompson. So I'm looking forward to that ministry. I know in our thoughts we were hoping that it would be live in Fort Lauderdale, but God has other plans, and I believe because there is time, He's gonna allow us to have that one day.
Yes.
The event will be held at the Urban League of Broad, County 560 Northwest 27th Avenue in the 33311 area.
Yeah. Wow, wow. So if you know anyone in that area, please reach out to them and let them know that this is going to be a powerful conference and women's conference. But I'm sure if some men turn up, it should be fine just the same, right, sis? Because it's ministry
Yes,
and they can even
yes.
be empowered to go home and minister to their wives and their daughters and female members of their families. So I'm sure this is not an event that's just closed to women, even though it's a
Well,
women's
yeah.
conference. So please be a part of it. Anything that you'd want to share from your heart, sis, and also I left out in your introduction that you're also an author of a powerful book. And trust me, there's so much to you, so much sides to you that God has been using you to do. And I just want to encourage you publicly just to keep on doing what you're doing. Even those things that you do in silence, they are
Yeah,
very, very powerful because so many times in ministry, you're called upon to do so many things, even outside of your
yeah.
public names and titles, and you have to respond to them.
Oh,
So, anything that you'd want to share with our audience, someone who is watching, someone who needs a bit of encouragement, and also some of your services that you offer so that someone on the live can reach out to you as well for some of the services that you offer outside of doing the conference.
okay. Thanks, Dale. So some of the services that I offer, I do confidence building coaching, and what I'm doing is out of what because God uses our stories and our experiences to be a difference to someone else. So because I struggled with lack of confidence, that's what He's calling me to do, in particular to women of faith who where we whatever it is that we've faced in our life that has caused us to lose our confidence, to not speak up for ourselves, to not use our voices as a catalyst of change. My role is to help you to identify what caused that and to help you rebuild that confidence by just going through what caused it. How can we how can we how can we now use your voice because your confidence is being rebuilt? Now you know that your voice is powerful and then you can use it. But we want to start right there. I also do empowerment speaking as well. So I speak by sharing my story about where I have been and how God has just has have his hands on my life in terms
Wow.
of walking in purpose, using my voice to be a catalyst of change for others. And I also do personal growth and development training as well. Those are services that I offer. And I'm a mentor. I really love being able to pour back into the lives of women, even as I learn from them.
Mm.
Those are the services. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So I want to put you on the spot, sis. Do you have a question in mind that you would want to ask as the trivia for the giveaway? I'll play a song in the meantime to see who will be the first person to drop the answer in the chat. Do you have a question in mind? I don't want to, I'm not a teacher who asks hard questions, difficult questions. So if you have something, let me know. If you don't, then I could possibly suggest two questions for the audience.
What is the theme for this year's conference?
All right. All right. All right. So what I'm gonna
And
do, I'm
I'll
gonna
also
play.
offer a ticket as well, Dale. So if we have two persons, I'll also offer that, and you now can choose to ask the other question.
All right. So the next question I'm gonna ask is, what is the meaning of MEE movement? I
Okay,
think that's a very, very
the
easy one.
easy
So two
one.
questions. What's the theme for this year's conference? And what's the meaning of M? I almost said it. Me movement. What's the meaning
Movement.
of that? And if you've just joined us, I'm going to be playing a song that we started with, and this might be the song that we end the show with tonight. But this is a powerful song to get you in the mood for this coming Saturday. And I'm looking forward to sharing worship virtually as well. And I'm looking forward to the time, sis, when we can all join together under one roof to do worship and
Mhm.
just to make this event a powerful one. So as you meditate on those two questions, the first two persons to drop the answers in the chat will win a ticket to this event. What's the theme for this year's event? And what's the meaning of MEV? She said it a few times. So if you can drop that answer in the chat, then you'll win yourself a ticket virtually or in person if you're in the Florida area to go to
Mhm.
this event. So enjoy this song from Minister O'Shane Mays featuring Minister Petra K. Let's go with it.
Your anchor home, your anchor home, your anchor holds. Yeah, rock of ages, platform.
And remember, if you win this ticket, you can also bless somebody else with it as well if you're not able to attend. It might be a time when you're not able to join online or in person, but you can bless somebody with that ticket.
Water and the blood from thy womb, inside which flow of sin, the cup of your save me from its guilt and harm. Yeah, we are the church of the living God. Say and yes, yes. Say we are built on the solid. Say we are the church of the living God.
Check in the chat.
Yes, of heaven shall never
And we would love to have the answer
the solid.
live on air tonight.
Built on the rock, built on the rock, built on the solid. That we are the church of the living God. And the gates of hell never prevail.
All right.
Solid rock,
Check on the chat, sis.
we are built on you.
It is a Dorian Charles.
Well, you've got a winner.
Did I get this?
You got a winner.
All right. All right. So there's another question. So one question is out of the way. What's the meaning of MEE? So we have that winner. What's the name? What's the theme for this year's conference? Waiting on another winner. Minister Doran Charles, I didn't even see you in the chat earlier. It seems as if you just entered the classroom and dropped the answer. Welcome, welcome. Trinidad in the house.
Jesus is a rock in a weary land, a shelter in the time of storm. Jesus is the rock in the weary. A shelter in the time, a shelter in the time, a shelter in the time, shelter in the time of storm. Oh, our Father, who art in Zion, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come on earth, thy will be done on earth.
So we have a winner for the meaning of MEE. Waiting on another winner, another winner. So since if we don't get a winner for the next question before the end of the show, we might have to give Mr. Darren Child the 2 tickets and let him bless someone with one of them. I think that would be fitting. Yeah, so one more ticket up for grabs.
Unless the Lord watches the city, the watchmen watch it but in vain. Unless the Lord is come.
Okay, understand, bro. So he was on Instagram,
Oh,
jumped on Facebook to drop the answer. Love that.
The watchmen watch it but in vain. He's building you. I'm building me. Hallelujah to the King.
I'm looking forward to do worship on this Friday virtually, but guess what? God still works with the virtual spirit.
yes, indeed.
Definitely looking forward to that.
Hallelujah to He's building you. He's building you. And building me. Hallelujah to the King. When Mama don't know what to sing, she would say, when you can't find no words to sing. Oh, Lord, it's the one that you
So we're talking about the third annual Position for Purpose Women's Conference to be held this Friday, November 3, 6 to 10 p.m. EST. And it will be held at the Urban League of Broad County, 560 Northwest 27th Avenue, Fort Lauderdale. And you're going to be having one of the keynote speakers, my special guest, Colette Lawrence. I'm not going to mention the theme because we are still waiting on an answer for that one. But if we don't get an answer, I think it's fitting to award Minister Darren Child the 2 tickets. And he will just bless someone with the ticket to be on the event. I think that's more than fitting. So tonight, I want to say congratulations to Minister Darren Charles for dropping in and just dropping that answer. And it's really, really powerful that you could share that. So congratulations, Sir Darren Charles. Yes, congratulations. And we're grateful that you could have joined us on this wonderful, wonderful show. Always supporting the Awesome Music Show. And I want to thank Sister
Yes.
Michelle Augustine for connecting me to so many ministers. And I've always said it, that Awesome Fest that we'll be having in December, this is going to be the first physical show since we started. And trust me, there's so many ministers around the world that I would love to be on this wonderful, wonderful show. And we're just looking forward to having them when we do the show in different locations and in different times. And as we go with sponsorship and, God send help from all over. So
Yeah.
definitely for all those who have been supporting over the years, thank you so much. It means a lot. Just logging on even for a minute and share a comment, it really means a lot to us. And I'm really, really grateful. So, sis, before we go off the show, I'm going to be ending the show with a song from Minister Darren Charles as your congratulatory message and just to support you as well in your ministry. Any final words to us, sis, as we go? And just remember, guys, Tickets are $35 for the in person and $30 if you're going to be joining online. You will be getting a link, and definitely you can register. Remind us of your website again, sis, for
The,
registration details.
the Me Movement LLC.com. The
All
Me
right, very
Movement LLC.com.
All right. So MEE Movement LLC.com. That's a website that you need to check out to get all the details and registration for this powerful conference. Powerful speakers are lined up for this weekend, and I believe God is going to show up at this conference. You just never know who's live will be touched through this conference. So congratulations again, Minister Dorian Charles. Any final words from you, sis, as we go from this live and we release you to continue your planning? And I want to just thank your daughters for supporting and all those who have been supporting as well in the background. We call them
Yes.
the unsung heroes, and they are
Mm.
always pushing and supporting you. So thank you so much. Your name, Nicole and Daniel. I hope I got them right.
Yeah,
Nicola and
Nicole and Daniel.
Daniel.
Yes.
Yes. So bless you.
So thank you so much again, Dale, for this opportunity. Thank you for always supporting anything that I'm doing. Once you're aware of it, you want to always ask how you can support. So I give God thanks for you. You're one of, my destiny helpers, just as those the others who are in the background who don't want to be mentioned. I give God thanks for them. I want to encourage, and I thank you, Doreen, for responding to the question. And I will send you the link. I send it to Dale, and Dale will share it with you, and you can share that to two persons. So thank you so much for your support as well, Dale. What I want to really do is to just maybe encourage someone who that God has called you to do something. You're doubting the call because you're looking at what you don't have, what you think you don't have, and
Yes.
you're allowing that to hold you in place, not moving to do anything because you're waiting on a perfect time. You're waiting for the funds, you're waiting for the destiny helpers, you're waiting for God to open your door. You're waiting. God is saying, I have empowered you for such a time as this. I have
Yes.
given you everything that you need to move and to do what I have called you to do. I know that you would like to have all of these things lined up. But if you trust me, if you believe that I'm able to do what you can even ask or even imagine, will you trust me enough to know that once you take that step, I'm able to do for you more than you could ever ask or even imagine? I know the road will not be easy. That there's nothing that we ever start that is easy, especially when we are called to ministry for Almighty God. The reality is that there's a lesson that we have to learn. It's about building our faith, our trust, and our confidence in Almighty God. So there are going to be some roadblocks in the way. What will you do? The word of God tells us that when we go through the waters, they shall not flood us. When we go to the fire, it will not burn us. He's going to always be there, just as how he was with the Hebrew boys. There was a third man in the fire, and that was the fourth man in the fire, and that was Almighty God. He's not going to leave you where you are. That fire, that thing that you have burning on the inside of you, that you want to get done, but you are scared of doing it. Do it afraid. Do it know that God is with you. Do it know that if it is burning you so much, if it sometimes is giving you sleepless night because you have the solution to someone else's problem, because when you think about it, you feel so happy. Even when you're going to your job, that's the thing that you're looking in your head, that boy, I wish I could do that.
Yes.
Trust God. Make a step. It could be right where you are. Do what God has called you to do. As Dale said something earlier, we're in, whether we want to think so or not, we are in the last days. Especially if you're a believer. When we go to the Father, we will have to give account of the gifts that He has given to us.
Yes.
What did we do with what he gave us? If you remember the servants who got the talents, the 5,
Mm-hmm.
the 3, and the 1, will you be the one, or will you be the one with the 5 and the 3? Will you be using it, or will you keep that gift buried? Remember, you are empowered for such a time as this. Step into what God has called you to do and watch God move on your behalf. Those are
Wow.
my words
Wow.
tonight.
Wow. Step into what God has called you to do and watch God move on your behalf. I believe that's a powerful word for anyone listening on this platform. Someone will hear this maybe 10, 20 years from now, and it will bless them just to say that's the power of social media. You know, that we can do the show tonight live, but someone log on tomorrow, next week, next year, and they can be touched by the broadcast. I want to thank you
Yes.
so much, sis, for being on the show tonight and sharing. And it's a pleasure partnering with you for what you're doing. The third annual Position for Purpose Women's Conference, empowered for such a time as this. And
Yes.
I'm grateful that you could have been on the show to share. And we're looking forward to a powerful event this weekend. And year 4 will be even bigger and better, and we are just grateful. So for all those who have been mentioning different things in the chat and supporting the show, thank you so much for supporting and for spreading the word on this powerful event. And congratulations again to Minister Dorian Charles for winning 2 tickets to this event. It would be great if it could have been in person, but from all the way in Trinidad. But I know you're going to be enjoying yourself online just the same. So
Yes.
thank you so much, sir, for supporting. And as we go, sis, God bless you. Thank you for sharing on the show and for being a part. And I'm going to be ending the show with a song from Minister Dorian Charles. And also, Sister Michelle C. and Augustine will be having an event on Monday online as well. And we want her to feel blessed. We want her to feel welcome. It's going to be on the 6th of November. I'll be a part of
Okay.
that event as well. But tonight
Awesome.
is all about the Me Movement LLC and the Position for Purpose third annual women's conference to be held in Florida. So God bless you, sis, as you go, and greet the rest of your family for us. And God bless you. We will stay here and play some music and just have some fun before we go off the live. So God bless you, sis, and take care. Have a great night. All right.
Blessings
Bless.
and thank you.
All the best, sis. All the
Uh,
best. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. All right, so we're going to be ending the show tonight with Minister Darren Charles, and definitely it's a pleasure just sharing the platform with you, bro. Always supporting, always being on the show, and it's really good to have you, Sister Michelle C. and Augustine. All those who are on the live tonight, PCJ Travel Advisory, all the persons who are commenting, See the Light Ministry, Latisha, my family, all those who are on tonight. Thank you so much for sharing on the show. And we're just going to be ending the show with a powerful song from Minister Dorian Charles, Make Me Whole Again. I've played that so many different times, also from Sister Michelle, so many different songs. But tonight, because you're the winner of 2 tickets, sir, and we're going to be reaching out to you in the background to issue those tickets to you. But definitely, as a congratulatory message, this is how we do it on the Awesome Music Show. Make Me Whole Again. We started with Minister O'Shane Mays, but we're going to be ending with Minister Dorian Charles, Make Me Whole Again.
DCM again.
And please just share this live with someone. It might just bless them in a very special way.
Yeah,
Remember, we don't own the rights to the music that we play on the show.
Eyes wide open, but I'm blinded. I'm not deaf, but my ears broken. At the crossroads between hurt and peace, I need direction. My compass broken.
Want to say big up to T-shirts, Travel and Tours,
The valley of decision.
SC Travel and Tours,
Too wounded to start.
and also PCJ Travel Advisory.
To the side of the road. Is my
All the
Samaritan.
travel business partners logging in.
Is it you that came to move all my fears? Is it you that came to wipe all my tears? You become my forever friend.
And remember, Awesome Fest is coming up on December 8th. Just a few days, over a month to go.
Make me whole again.
Looking forward for that powerful event on December 8th, Friday, December 8th, 7 p.m. Emron Henry, David Critchlow, Junior Justice, Valerie Pena, DJ Doobie, Minister Ted Robinson, all those will be on it. And also some surprise guest artists as well. I was told by Mr. Doobie himself to brace for some surprises. So let's see what's going to happen tonight. And we're going to be cutting the 3rd anniversary cake just to celebrate 3 years of broadcast of the Awesome Music Show. Part proceeds will go to the Philly First Missions Department and also for purchasing equipment for the Awesome Music Show. Help us to do what we do much better. So many things that we need. So if you can buy a ticket and send to someone, or you can just purchase a ticket and just support the Awesome Music Show, the Awesome Fest anniversary edition will be so grateful. And if you cannot buy a ticket, just share the flyer on my page. You'll find it on all my social media pages. Share the flyer with someone and have them make a purchase or become a part of the Awesome Music Show family. We'd be really happy if you could do that for us. And for those who have been supporting, thank you so much. Thank you for your support.
Make me whole again. I dropped myself to the side of the road. I see my Samaritan coming down the road.
So on Monday, it's going to be the Music ES celebration giveaway, hosted by Sister Michelle C. in Augustine in Trinidad, West Indies. It's going to be fun, dance, riddle, reveal. It's going to be live on Facebook and YouTube this coming Monday, November 6th. And we want her to feel welcome. Sister Michelle has always been supporting the Awesome Music Show. Going to be having gospel ministers Marlon Samuel from Trinidad and Tobago, Highly Favored Blake from Canada, Hot Pope from USA, Sammy Shavana, Chambers USA, and DLT Abu Dhabi. So we're going to be on the show just to make sure Sister Michelle has a wonderful time. Congratulations, Sister Michelle. So as we go from the show, one more time, congratulations, Minister Doreen Charles, all the way from Trinidad. And we're grateful that you could be on the live tonight to win yourself 2 tickets. And we're going to be having giveaways at the Awesome Fest as well. So for those who want to join on the live, those who want to join in person, definitely there'll be giveaways. I'm sure you'll leave at least with a slice of the anniversary cake. But there'll be much more giveaways too, so look out. Thanks for your support for all these 3 years. Yes, we have had some rough patches, we have had some inconsistencies, we have had some broadcasts that we have had to delete. But we still continue to do it. We call it perseverance, resilience. So as I go from the show, my name is DLT. Thank you so much for joining tonight. It's another awesome day given to us by an awesome God to do some awesome things. And we're grateful that you could have joined us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. And we're grateful that you could have been on the show with us tonight. Take care, everybody. Have a great night wherever you are. For those who are just waking up to the sunshine in the Middle East, welcome and thank you so much for being a part of the show. See you soon. Friday will be the time when we are going to be sharing with the Me Movement LLC. I'm excited to do worship for her, and definitely we're going to try to be at the conference in person as times progress. So blessings to everyone. Have a great night wherever you are. Take care.
Healing balm of Gilead, yeah, make me whole again. You took me out of the miry clay, yeah, placed my feet on the rock to stay, yeah.